Hi everyone, Maryann here, Revealing Light, Tarot, Astrology and Spirituality, except you're listening to Random Sage. I'm getting a bit confused between, I have a podcast called Random Sage, I have a YouTube channel called Revealing Light. Anyway, what you're listening to is Random Sage with Maryann from Revealing Light. Hi everyone, how are you? I hope that you had or are having a great weekend. I certainly have had. I've had I don't know. I would just say a weird few days. Not weird, memorable, great, exciting, sad. It's been one of those sort of times. It began at the end of last week with an attendance to a funeral of a lady that was very kind to me when I first moved to this region. She was very kind to me and very kind to my boys, my children growing up. We had, like everybody else, periods of time in those early days where money was really, really tight. And she would, for birthdays and Christmases, buy clothes for like really nice clothes for the boys, for my children. And so we could count on her every Christmas that they would get a new outfit that they could wear. On holidays. Part of her extended family also had a house down by the sea, and my husband used to do bartering, where he would do work for them and then we would have hot family holidays at the sea in her daughter's holiday house. So at a time when we were just getting started financially and things were a little bit tight, her name was Ollie. She would give us these beautiful outfits each Christmas, and then we would go down and stay at her daughter's house and have a seaside holiday. And so she was an old, tough bush woman. I have never known a woman as tough as Ollie. She could shoot straighter and sharper than any male. She could ride a horse more competently than any male that I've known, save my father, who used to break in Brumby horses, mountain horses, or horses that were released in the wild or born in the wild. She was an incredible character, and she lived to 92. She lived independently right up until her last day there. She passed away from a stroke and then a heart attack, but it was quick, as it should be with Ollie. So when we went to the funeral, and the song that was played as she was taken out for burial was an old song that I first heard through my dad. There is a country and western artist in Australia called Slim Dusty. He's passed away, obviously. He was my parents' era. But he released a song toward the end of his life called Looking Forward and Looking Back. It's just a beautiful song. I'll see if I can find a link on YouTube to put this for. It has the softest, most, the melody and the lyrics, just beautiful. Looking forward, looking back, about when you get to that time in your life where, you look back on the past with fondness, with warmness, with nostalgia, but you never lose sight of what's in front of you as well. And even for those that reach the end of their lives, there is a softening about the past. And so that's what I want to talk to you today about. I want to talk to you about the past, because it's brought up a lot of things for me about how we go back into the past, how we rake over what has been done to us in the past, what has triggered us, the unfairness, the betrayal, the massive fights with people that we're close to, the estrangements. You know what I'm talking about. It's like a checkered past, isn't it? And we go back and we look at those, particularly as we get older, we look at the lost opportunities. We really try and figure out what's important, what we may not have seen in the past, but what we can do now. So looking forward, but also looking back. So we went off to that funeral on Thursday of last week, and then we drove to Sydney to see my niece race. She's a very good driver, and she's competing in a sport dominated by men. There's only a handful of women racing. Luckily, it's becoming more and more, but she's very competent. She raced extremely well, and under a problem because one of the valves in her engine wasn't working. Yet she posted amazing times. But spending the day with her and reconnecting with her was pretty special for me. Her mother is my sister who's passed, and so it was a bit like Slim Dusty, looking forward but looking back. And over the years, it made me think about the way that we grow up and the families we grow into. It's a very rare family that hasn't had an argument with someone, but I think one of the overriding themes that came through to me was wasted time and wasted opportunity. And having got that, there's a time when you'll have to let the past go, is what I'm saying. As much as you've been hurt by the past or hurt in the past, there's a time when you let it go, because you understand that it's futile to keep going in the same way. You balance that with, you don't want the same things happening to you in the present or the future as what happened in the past. So you tend to put up guardrails because you haven't really got the real meaning of living peacefully, living joyfully, of going after the happiness. Because really, when you pare it all away and you pull it all back, I think as we get older, hopefully it's not the sad times that are of value to you. It's actually those beautiful memories that you make or have made. It's the coming together and the connecting that's important. It's the times when your heart is filled. It's the times when you remember how you laughed, and so how much fun you had. What a memorable day that was. So looking forward but looking back, to me, that old Slim Dusty song says that, and it's the wisdom of the elders, they already know. To me, that says, what memories are you making today? First of all, what experiences are you having today? Are they good? Are they bad? If they're bad, what do you need to do about it? How can you make them good without sacrificing yourself, without letting people do the same thing to you that they've already done or have done in the past? How do you make happiness in any one day? And how do you create those memories that are wonderful to look back on? And it seems to me that there's a responsibility that we all have when we come together, particularly families who maybe haven't really gotten on. Perhaps there's been war, strife, and goodness knows what else. Difficult relationships, karmic relationships. What responsibility to create do you have when you come together? Well, it's a big one. And I think if we all took that responsibility to make the happiness, to create the happiness, to make the happiness, and then in doing so create the wonderful memories, guess what? We would actually have beautiful memories. So at some point, the penny drops on all of this. At some point, you let go of the past, because it holds. When I say let go of the past, let go of the attachment, whatever your attachment is to the past. Because at some point you realize that it has no value for you, either in the present or going forward. What we need to do is look at today, look at our happiness today, and look at the memories that we are creating for our future. So I want to ask today, what is the best way to let go of a troubled past? You know, there is that old saying that it's not over until it's over, it's not done until it's done. And in many ways, we're seeing across the world a prosecution of the past because of the terrible things that have happened in the past. And that's retribution, and that's judgment, that's justice. But we're not battling war or coups or threats. I'm talking about families that have to forgive, that have to do better, that have to let go of the past. What do you want to speak to me about, Spirit, today in relation to this? You've brought me to this topic. What is it that you want my viewers, me and my viewers, to know about how we let go of a troubled past, particularly when it comes to our families, our friends who have hurt us, betrayed us? How do we let go of the past? How do we stay peacefully, happily in the present, create the happiness of the present so that we can look forward to those memories that hold no pain for us? Show me what I need to know. How do we let go of a troubled past? At some point in all of these conflicts around the world, we will have to let go as well. Three of Pentacles, by coming together and working with others, building something. Everyone has a responsibility. So, for example, if your friend isn't pulling their weight, hasn't got this, and is continually dragging up the same things, then it's time to cut the friend loose or the family member loose. This is about everybody being on the same page, and that's a beautiful view, because what we're creating is a view to the horizon and a view to the future. The Queen of Swords, I think you go in with an intention, you go in with determination, and you go in with the truth. And sometimes the truth is, we've done that. We've been there, done that. We don't need to do it anymore. But know this, don't do it again. Because if you're not on the same page as me and you're not creating that happiness and those good memories, then you basically ain't going to see me again. Five of Pentacles. Most of these issues within tight circles arise because someone's feeling victimized or left out. And I don't know why people have to do that. I don't know why there has to be that person that is left out. It's about warmly welcoming everybody as well. How do you make happiness? How do you make those wonderful memories? There's an equilibrium that you have to bring to the table as well. The Ten of Cups, the family card, love in the past, remembering too that there is a love, you know, particularly when it comes to even friends that are family members, like family as well. There is a love that binds you all. And maybe we lose sight of that too. A strong heart and being strong, creating memories, making happiness in the present, creating equilibrium between everybody that's there at the Christmas table, for example. You need a strong heart to do that. You need a lot of love in your heart to do that. There's nothing weak about this. And the King of Pentacles, this is grounding wisdom in the earthly realm, wisdom that you've got everything you need. You don't have to be like that. You don't have to be that energy of the Five of Pentacles, loss, kept out, locked out. You've got everything you need. And it's not money. It's security, stability, strength. There has to be truth-telling, the Ace of Swords. You have to speak your truth. And sometimes you speak your truth by saying, I don't want to talk about this today. It's not the time to do that. Don't be shy about treading on someone's feet in a very nice way and with love in your heart. Two aces. Clarity and clarity of thought and clarity of emotions. Stability and consistency, hoping for that. Not hoping that, oh, well, it didn't work out. That's it. It's hoping that it will. Hoping that it will. And then we get something coming to fruition in time. Legacies, memories, love, wealth of spirit, family legacies. And we get the legacy then changes. We start to create the happiness. We make the happiness. We bring that value to the table. And we start to create those memories. The Page of Wands at the underlying, an odyssey. We're all on an odyssey. Justice, giving back what is being taken away. And we get love and choices, and supporting one another to make that new start. It's not too late, even in the most dysfunctional of friendships or dysfunctional families. It's not too late. If everybody carries that responsibility to make happiness and peace and create those wonderful memories, then sooner or later you end up getting what you want. And what do we all want? Love. All right. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be back again with another podcast of Random Sage, probably next week. Bye for now.